more Tainted Grail, bleh, Tainted Grail Conquest. We do have a save file going on right now with the Berserker. I thought we lost that, but when I hit continue, it brings me there. I hated that dude. I didn't think he was cool at all. So we're not gonna. Am I in the right save file? Yes. So we're not gonna continue that. We're gonna play somebody else. So again, we've done pretty well with him. We've done pretty well with this dude. Let's try this guy out. I played him a little bit, and I think I get it. And when I was reading the reviews for this game, somebody said that some of the classes seem hilariously underpowered compared to the others. I don't know which way you want to take that. Like, some are overpowered and others are underpowered. Like, are we saying that some are overpowered or others are underpowered? I don't know how you want to take the balance. Either is technically fair, I guess. But I think this guy's pretty good. He looks a little goofy. It looks like he kind of got like a Two-Face vibe going on with my clothes there. But one thing I've done since last time is resize my little me box so that, you can see more of the game. I tested it, and I'm going to block the cost of the 2 cards on the furthest left. But that's better than it was. Gluttony is obviously the best choice here. We've looked at all these before. I mean, Proud Excalibur is okay, but again, it's got charges, so we burn through that eventually. And this one you have to duplicate to get. And duplicating, I think, costs like 500 gold or 500 card scraps. And if it's card scraps, that's a hefty fee. Alright. And I guess with that, we might as well burn a candle and head out into the weirdness. Alright, let's be smart and look at the map. Boss is that way, so we'll go the opposite direction to start. This guy's whole thing is kind of confusing, but I sort of get it, so let me see if I can sort of explain it to you. His ultimate is charged by using these maneuver cards, and usually when you use one, if you're any other character, they move out of your hand afterwards, but for him they flip over and you get to keep them. So, I mean, that's kind of his little mechanic thing, and for every time you do that, you get charges here. And what it allows you to do is flip all your cards like these, so that right now it's doing a different thing than it did before. I can flip it back to its other thing. And it also gives you a damage bonus for the more cards you have, the more charges you've got. And just like the other guy, you do have to use ultimate charges, indicated by this, to use your bow draw and stuff. So I did that mostly just so I could eat more cards with this. We should still be okay. This guy's immune to stun, so there's no point in just giving him 50 extra armor. I hate this enemy so much. I forgot that he did that. Alright, that's fine. We're gonna have to use this to get some armor. Well, actually we didn't have to do that, because... No, never mind. It would have been smart to do that first. Ooh. That's not good for us. Oh, this'll work. Having, excuse me, the rune that gives you a bit of base armor for this guy is incredibly good, since so much of your barrier is based off of, like, gain 150% of your current armor. So if you have, like, the rune that gives you 10 armor passively, then suddenly that becomes much less situational, right? Like, I can't really use that first thing in a turn because I have 0 armor. It's not going to do me any good right away. We can change that, though, and we will when we get the chance. Alright, so what we're going to do here, we need to defend, so we'll use our thingy to flip this back to the one we need, and we'll use it. Oh, excuse me, I'm drinking a club soda here. Another thing, flipped cards draw 1 additional card for every 2 maneuvers used in a turn, so that's what keeps happening there. Alright, let's see what hidden treasure turns into. Nope, wrong button. You have to right click if you want to bring up this menu. Oh. Wow. Okay, no, this is a pretty good card. This is... This is also quite nice. So it's basically the same card, and we get to use it whether... It depends on how high or low our armor is at the time. I think we'll go for Hidden Treasure, though. That sounds fun. So I was just saying how good this is in theory, but for a passive, we could get the same effect out of a rune pretty easily. There's no rune that's going to give us the ability to duplicate our first maneuver in every combat, so we'll take that. That sounds really good. Keep our candle level up for the beginning bits here. This fight in particular, these guys are annoying. It's going to take us some time to get through them, I imagine. Luckily, this guy does damage to everybody, so the extra 20 damage he does to these two guys will get funneled to this guy, and that'll actually help me kill him even faster. At least faster. Oops. Shit. We're gonna take some damage this turn. I kind of fucked up there. The duplicating the first card you played thing works kind of strangely, in that instead of it being like, it uses, since the cards flip, it uses one side and then the other. It's not like it duplicates it and gives you the same effect twice, like you might expect. It's funny how similar those two are. Ooh, shit. How many more cards do we need to play to be able to... Okay, we'll do this. Stun that damage, and we'll try to flank this guy down a little bit along the way. Or in the meantime, I suppose. This is kind of perhaps a bad idea. Maybe I should have focused on this guy instead. Because this guy, he's probably just going to heal up the damage we've done there. Or it's going to be hard to stop him from healing up that damage. I think I did that poorly, but we'll see what happens. Sometimes a lot of things just happen and I'm not really sure what I'm seeing. I don't know. I confuse my... Like, sometimes I think the card is... The flipped cards are on the other side than they aren't. I confuse myself, but that's fine. It's working out. Alright, that covers me from all the damage. We'll pop this. And shoot some people for a little bit. I'd like that to stop happening. As best we can make it stop happening, I want it to. Alright. These are all on the wrong side for us. All of them. God damn. There you go, that helps a little bit. Like right there, that's just such a change to my hand that it's kind of like, what are the consequences of that? We're fine though, we're not going to take any damage this turn, we can just kind of shoot this dude. Get some more charges for our ultimate. He's gonna hurt us quite a bit. Alright, no, we're good. And maybe I should have just shot him in the first place. Ability returns to your hand every... Ooh. Still, that's a good card. Ability means it'll always be in our hand, and I'm certainly not going to argue against the idea of having that. Just always access to some armor is, or sorry, barrier is very good for us.
After a moment, a white swan swoops low from the sky and lands in front of you. As soon as its legs touch the ground, it morphs into a human.
What's that? Oh no, it's you. Set me free. I warn you, I'm dangerous.
Okay.
Oh, him. Yes, I sometimes miss our meetings. He was a fun boy indeed.
Oh.
And naive too. Why would anyone declare love to a creature they don't understand, that doesn't even speak? I thought he ran away because he finally realized that I fed on him. But then I found out he was accused of treason. Tell me, did he ever learn that it was the other guy who set him up? So he never realized that the other blacksmith sabotaged his own arm.
Hey, thank you.
He wasn't a fun
Welcome,
boy.
Fragilitis.
He wasn't as gentle as Wayland. But at least I had a good laugh watching their mighty swords breaking like sticks. they were dying, crushed by their own breastplates.
Ooh.
Now, you tell me, my poor, naive Wayland was farewell, stranger. Maybe someday I'll tell you more in exchange for a precious.
So she's some sort of psychic vampire? I've heard about those. You're supposed to avoid them. Excuse me, my nose is a little stuffy there. Okay, so we got that rune that gives us 75 armor for the first turn, and that's just like amazing for us because now we can do that really easily, and that's a ridiculous amount of armor. That's kick-ass. It's far more than we actually need. We'll do that too, why not? And I guess we'll take out this middle guy first. Ooh, we're in kinda trouble. No, that's perfect. Okay, I just wanted to make sure we got enough that I could... Oh, fuck, we still don't have any armor. So it's not gonna help us. Shit. Okay. Well, we can stun one of them. I should probably continue focusing on the guy already. Whatever. It's too late for that now. We really need some natural armor, guys. Come on. Alright, there we go. These two guys are gonna hurt each other a fair bit, so let's help them out on their path to glory there. So just like the other guys of this larger class, his shields only last for the one turn. Alright, we'll save this as our kind of last ditch if we can't do much else here. Now we blocked his damage. We don't have to stun shot him. That thing, it also adds 50 armor for 2 turns, so I don't want to make him tankier than he already is. He's kind of a dick. I mean, I just don't have much damage, honestly. We've got to be using the damage increasey guys as often as we can. Or just continue ruining their armor like this. That might help too. So you can boost your damage pretty high by using your ultimate ability. Ooh, thank God. That's what we need. The 75 armor on the first turn is nice, but that's only 1 turn of blocking.
You notice the roof. You find
Alright. That duplicate the first card you used thing has screwed us yet again. That sucked. Okay, that should be... yeah, that's still enough damage. Or enough block, sorry. I do like this game quite a bit, but it does feel like there's, like, parts of it still feel kind of early access. Like that. If they're gonna, make the card use both sides like that, it should say uses or plays the card twice instead of duplicating it. I don't know. I think there's a subtle difference there that's important. Alright, so we're safe from damage. I think we want to be trying to do that as much as we can. Using our ultimate to get some bonus damage, I mean. Ooh, okay. Do this first. And then that. Alright, so this guy blocks damage under 15. Ooh, thank God, we're just above that. Not anymore. Ooh, piss. Oh, that'll work. There you go. Reduce targets by 50. Okay, that's good for it. We don't really have a lot of... That's not true. We actually do have a pretty good way to reduce armor. So we're going to avoid that, I think, depending on what this guy does. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. And that's even better. Okay. Oh, shit. I think I skipped it. Alright, let's go for coping mechanism. I think that'll help us. So the Cursed Healer sells us potions. We could use some of those. I wonder what the florist is up to. We met his lady love before. She was utterly horrifying. Let's see if he's got any cool updates on his life since then. I'm sure he does. I'm not sure we want to hear them. Right. Plenty of armor. Alright, so let's do that. Hold the bow. Why is my armor so low? Was that my fault? I bet it was. Shit. It's quite the hole to dig yourself out of with that. We'll use this just so we can get another charge on our ultimate over here. What's it at? Alright, 120? I wish I could see how much... Like, this is another thing, I mean, that's kind of makes me feel that this game's a little early accessy. I can't see how much energy I have. I would like to. That'd be nice. Might as well. You know what? It's getting hot. I'm gonna turn back on my AC. Give me just one moment. Okay. What's up, Florist Man?
Florist waves his hand and greets you.
You wanted to ask me why I'm here. Even though I found that which you know how. And so here I am.
Well, alright. I'd say this is better for us. It's free, and it's a little less directly what we're looking for, but it could knock us out of a deep hole pretty quickly. And then we often have, like, free maneuver cards to play. I think in the end that's a better choice. Yeah, see, perfect. It's beautiful. Okay, so we're covered from that damage now. What else can we do here? Let's mess up their armor a little bit. Huh. So since we took that perk that gives us 3 armor every time we do a flip, I wonder if that works with this. It probably does. I'm curious about that. That's pretty cool. We gotta do some more damage here, though. That's not the way to do it. That helps us out, though. At least we won't take the damage. And to be sure we don't take the damage, let's do that. That does give you armor each time. That's pretty awesome. It's still not really enough to pull us out of the hole I dug us into, but that's fine because the guys are dead. One second. I hear the door. Hey, sorry about that. It also sounds a little bit like an engine room in my house right now, so I apologize for that too. But it's hot out. Alright, we're going to leave that alone for a little bit. We don't need the healing right now. Take another sip of... I missed the chance to use the candle before combat started there. Still a random area, enemy, or... Okay, well we're not going to use that. Gaining 5 barriers, not a bad thing. Just trying to juice our damage as much as I can here. Oh yeah. Whoops. You know, I probably could have stunned him and murdered the healer. You always have these ideas that are better afterwards. That's fine. 50 armor this turn. Look at that. We're gonna be okay. That turned out well. Oh, piss. I kind of used that in the wrong order. I should have used the freeness of this on this section instead, where it actually is expensive, as very expensive. Shit. So the Pied Piper thing reduces everybody's damage for the turn, including my own, but that doesn't matter that much, since, you know, I use it after I attack. Might as well. Alright, after this guy dies or whatever becomes of him, I'm gonna switch over to that melee protectory dude that I like so much. We don't have enough to give. We don't have enough money for this man. Alright, fine. We will before we leave, and he's still kicking around, so that's fine. Don't really want to flip that one yet. Yeah, we'll hold the bow. Alright, so what do we get for perks this time? So this turns into reduce the damage of all enemy. That's just good. I think we should take this. This is cool. That's a lot of damage, but I don't want to lose that much energy. And this is also just a good card. We don't have a lot of shoot you hurt people shots. Like, we've only got that. Alright, we'll take this instead. We've only got the 4 attack cards that we started with. I feel like we're not getting all that many cards somehow. I'm sure that we're getting just as many as we always do, but it feels like we're not. Maybe that's just because this guy's got a slow clear time compared to all the other classes, it seems. Or at least compared to the power classes. Okay. Man, I gotta remember not to use that card first. The duplicating it thing That's like the 4th time it's screwed with me. We're gonna take a bit of damage this turn because of that one. Only 1 damage, that's fine. You're about to get a bunch of free cards. Alright, we might as well play our free cards. How many are we at over here now? Ooh, 280. Okay, let's just take that and then put some bullets in this guy. Or 1, I guess, is enough. I think that we get more damage on our path, or ultimate, depending on how many maneuvers we have in our hand when we activate it. I think that's what it's like, or how it works, because sometimes it's a much larger number than others, and I'm not... That's my best guess anyway. We'll have to take a close look at it. Who are we fighting now? We've got 2 guys left, and then the treasure fight, and then the boss. So, you know, armor first. Man, so much draw. Okay, I think that was my entire hand. Yeah, we have 13 cards in our hand, and we got through all of them there. There's an achievement for that. This guy takes forever compared to the other guy. Yeah, I think maybe some of the classes are underpowered. These guys can be pretty good, but you need like a whole collection of pretty decent cards, and I'm not really getting the ones I need. We need to be getting more maneuvers that have like increase your damage per turn on them.
You tell him about your meeting with the witch. It's the witch speaking through you.
What? What's going on?
The man buries his face in his hands. Gazes up at you as if you must be even muster only a few. Even though you realize that these words wouldn't comfort anyone in ordinary, suddenly he begins to disintegrate. Before the witch's voice stops ringing in your ears, you've been wandering through the weirdness of living.
Oh, cool. We're just back.
Yes, I can see that. Now let's get back to the poor soldier.
She gently takes the artifact out of your hands and chants something over it. Her voice is gentle. It's as if she's trying not to scare something away.
Okay.
Here, a little tiny one.
You hear something running towards you.
Here,
Oh man, we got a dog?
Stop spider.
He might well have been a wolf way back in the past. Then when he got lost, or lost what was dearest to him, he became a purpose. And this purpose was
Alright,
still
it's a
village.
one intelligent wolf.
And now that he's found a new family, it's fine with the fact. But this is my take. Fine, maybe?
Cool. So, we got a dog buddy. His name is Pet Wolseley. That's not what I would have named him, but, you know, when you get a rescue, sometimes you just have to accept what name they came with. It's part of respecting the animal. I can deal with that. Why is he so bloody in this picture? That's not bloody in a way like he hurt somebody and he got blood on him. That's like he's injured blood, you know? Whatever. I mean, that's upsetting. I hope he's okay. What are we at right now? 110? Well, take it. You definitely can unload with this guy, but it takes the kind of setup you just saw there to do. It's not necessarily as like intuitive as the defender guy, who just gets stronger for every turn you don't take damage.
It is yes, go find my village. Yeah, I'm sure you're in the village once we
I don't know what that's about. It doesn't sound like we're gonna have a good time going to the witch's village. If I were to just take a stab in the dark at that, I don't think we're gonna like it there. Alright, we might be going into this fight a little bit early. So I don't remember if we fought this guy on stream yet or not, but his whole thing is he's got, well, as you can see, he's got two little, like, undying subjects here. Whenever we do 50 damage to them, they don't so much disappear as their bond to him is broken for a turn, and they will, instead of attacking us, beat him up. That's pretty much the crux of the fight. These guys can't be killed, but they can be kind of redirected for a time. So with that, and like, he's not immune to stun or anything. Wait, all of its hits are healing to its master? That part I wasn't aware of. Okay. Let's just not take damage. There's a solution to that. Yeah, let's do that too. We're gonna want that. Oops. Okay, no, that's alright. We're fully armored up, so that's good on that. I guess we could... Our wolf buddy's kind of useless. I don't really want to bring him into the fight. Just for the sake of bringing him in. His armor should drop down again pretty soon. There you go. We gotta be smart and pick up some more damagey cards. Anything like percentage damage or like actual just attack cards like this splitting shot, anything like that, we need drastically more of those than we have right now. Ooh, we're in a tight spot here. Is not a small hit to have your fucking enemy healed by. Ooh. Alright, that takes care of most of the damage at least. Let's get rid of some more of their armor. That's pretty much the best method we have for increasing how much damage we can do to these jerks. Alright, so do that. Ah. Piss. Still, that just about won the fight for us. There we go. Victory for us. I feel like we're getting very little experience, too. New weapon slot for runestones. I think we'll go for that. Let's see what we can make that into. I know we have... Oh, that was for armor. Okay. That's fine too. The healing, let's take the extra armor. So there's this fight over here. I wonder if they're hanging out with anybody. Yeah, the blacksmith. Okay, we'll go see what they have to say. We met his waifu, I guess is the best way to describe that situation. There was literally no reason to use that. I can't even... Shit, that was a bad choice. Oh, piss, I did it again. I used these in the wrong order. Oops. That's okay. We'll do it. And then I pressed the wrong button! Oh no. We're gonna be okay though. We are already blocking all the damage and we have more cards to use. More free cards to use, I should say. Let's take these guys' armor. Oh, okay. I was gonna be kind of annoyed if we spent all that time stripping armor and the guy just explodes. What a jerk. Alright, what can we do here?
What am I doing?
The shrine.
Alright, our candle's at a pretty good place for the boss fight. Let's dive in. I kind of forgot to talk to people in the town before we headed out this time as well. That was hard for me to say, please don't ask. But that's fine, we'll have an opportunity when we get back. Piss. Piss. I gotta stop using that card first. That duplicate the first maneuver you get every turn. I was so excited about it, I'm like, this is gonna be good. And I've consistently boned myself up with it, like every time. God damn. I gotta... Ugh. Damn it. I don't like the way that interaction works at all. So yeah, when you use that pet the wolf thing, it just buffs your dog a little bit. That's a big hit. Am I gonna be able to block anything sort of close to that? No. Yeah, I am, actually. Okay. I actually meant to hit this? Shit. I gotta be more careful. I've misclicked twice in this fight. Oh no, what did I do? No! Oh! Oh no, those numbers aren't good. When you add those together, I'm dead. Phew. Okay, what can we do about this? Oh. We can do this. Alright, so that gave us more armor. Then we can do this. It's closer. We'll see what our options look like as we can still do this. I don't want to. I don't want to lose 10 armor forever. That's bad news for us. That's really not what we want to be doing. But if we don't have any other options besides that or get punched in the face by a big-ass golem, then we don't have any other choice, right? We could stun him. There was no point in using our arrow bag because we had nothing left in our draw pile. So what are we gonna do here? This a bunch? No. They all have so much more life than I'm capable of really getting through in any reasonable amount of time. I'm kind of stuck in this desperate battle to barrier myself as much as I can. I only have the one shot, too. We really need more damage, guys. This is becoming a pretty untenable situation. What did we get there? One shot? Alright. We're like Eminem. Let's see. Yeah! The 34 damage we needed to really turn this fight around. Alright, that's fine. Kill my body. We're gonna switch, we're gonna try a different guy. I was getting frustrated with that guy as it was. His death, while sad, I'm fine with. Okay. But screw that. Let's start with more candles. And we're gonna go this man. Alright, so important to remember, let's talk to everybody before we leave the town. Okay, so we have to fight his weird monster thing again. We don't have enough candles to make this last longer, or to get either of these. So we're done talking to that dude. Alright. Shit. We disconnected for a second there. I think we're okay though. Think. Alright, so I don't love any of these, none of these are great for us, so we're just gonna, I guess we have to take one. Okay, we'll take this one. Offering HP doesn't, make us lose out on our defensive bonus thing. How about you, lady?
You did a good job. Unfortunately.
Yeah, who knows? So I think we can go into in here and like put on different clothing now if we feel like it. Or put on this cool metal ass helmet. And look at that. Let's do that. And we can also afford a new permanent upgrade. But let's see. Experience gained by 5%. We're getting that for sure. That's a huge help. And I guess we could buy another candle from this guy while we're here. Nope. Alright, that looks like the boss area, so I don't know, it looks like he's kind of right in the center. We'll just go right first. This guy's like so simple and easy to use in comparison. I like it. All I've got to do is like, so he's got 2 attacks. I use that first ability that duplicates my next stance card played, block, and I'm blocking twice, and then as soon as you have, I think, more than one block, Onslaught is a better attack than just straight attack is. So we'll hit him with that. And there you go. That 48 damage we hit is already almost as much damage as we've ever done, or ever managed to do on the last guy. Alright, so we've got some decent options here. Agility is pretty nice, but it's just the first stance card of every combat, which, again, pretty good, but that's just one use per combat. This is an extra energy every turn when there's only one enemy, which is often the case when we're fighting, let's say, at least some stage of a boss, or you know, like that guy was by himself. This person's not. It's pretty helpful to get the one extra energy. It gives you a lot more flexibility in your turn and how you can respond to things. Like we have almost we don't have much to do here. We're just gonna have to take some damage. That's really not the kind of thing we want to be doing on this character at all. This time, however, we can use Deep Breath. This is a great card. It's better than regular block because it's block plus free card next turn. And we'll get 2 of those now. So unfortunately we do just have to be defensive this time and not even attack. But that's okay, we'll get our chance. We're gonna take damage again. We don't have enough block at all. And I shouldn't have even used that. However, we can take care of some of the damage and see if we'll pull something else up. Yeah, I could have done that better and not taken damage this turn, but I kind of screwed up my turn order there. It's okay, it happens. Things are a little more manageable now, but... Actually, let's see. I think if we do this and this... Yeah, okay. We'll get through this turn with no damage, and then we'll hit this guy again with Onslaught. This character just makes sense to me, and I appreciate that. I don't have to be like, should I? What just happened? Alright, target block. We're taking damage again. Piss. Alright, with that in mind, let's just... No! Oops. That card's not free. I screwed up again. We'll be fine, but that wasn't good. See, normally this guy's strength is that he can just kind of sit back and defend until there's a good chance for us to attack, but our hands are not working out that way yet. Plus, that's a lot of attacks for us to deal with. We'll be doing better after we get a level or two. I think we kind of have to make it our goal to murder this thing. But actually, hey, we'll be okay this turn. Stun and block will get us through it. And now we can use this for an extra energy. And hopefully that'll be enough to murder the absolute piss out of one of them. It probably won't be. Come on, big hits. Oh, shit. Some brave knight in full armor getting his shit handed to him by a couple of... None of those landed where I needed them to. Getting beat up by a couple wildlife. That's fine. Okay, we'll be fine now. Will we? There we go. So we're done there. That gives us some meat. Should we run into the Knight of Unusual Size again? And that's how fights should go, approximately. It's closer. Is this the heal after combat? Yeah, we need that. Armor doesn't really do this guy much good. Because, I mean, armor is cool for taking less damage, but if we take any damage, we're in trouble. So, let's take 3 random runestones, Gar, Athelstan, just to... Oh, he's gone. I thought I could do both. We'll talk to him next time, I guess. Okay, so insight, deep breath, and block. Insight, block, and block. And since we used deep breath last time, we've got this these free cards here. Okay, insight, block, and then we'll finish off this guy. So his 2 attacks we don't have to worry about, and we're good for this turn. We'll use that just to complete, or like, you know, get some quest progress on it. I don't love most of these. We'll go for this, though. The barrier can sometimes be useful. And we'll do that. Hey, here's Silence again. Before we talk to her, enjoy a moment of silence while I run to the washroom. Okay, I return. Let's see what Silence has to say now. I think she's gonna fight us. Oh, no. I guess she just leaves us treasure and runs away now. I'm fine with that. Excuse me. Blah. Okay, so I don't have any block here, but we have Spirit Strike. That'll do the trick. Damage taken to our barrier doesn't count as taking damage for the sake of our focus ability thing. Oh, okay, we have to make sure we don't hit him again. He gets extra damage every time he takes a hit. So, that's not good for our little barrier block strategy. Oh, boring. It also does prioritize block over barrier, which is nice because block is temporary, and in this guy's case, barrier isn't. Barrier lasts till it gets blown away. Alright, 2 attacks. Under 15. Okay, so this will hurt him. I just find those enemies frustrating. I like to kill them first, whenever possible. Or kill them, you know, at least. It might not have been a bad idea to target this guy first, but those guys just, something about them makes you want to hit them first, a bunch, until they stop moving. Let's ask her to forfeit the journey.
She sighs and lets go of her walking stick. Thank you. I needed to hear that. I've been on this journey for a long, long time. More altars I prayed at. More blessed or felt.
Okay.
I can't cure this land. I can't save these altars. And even if it would be all of a one-time priestess to pray in that way.
It's a question for the All-Mother. Alright, fun bit of knowledge. I do have a file that I play of this just for me when I'm not streaming as well. And in that, I told her to keep going. I'm like, she should probably keep going. She just kind of wanders around like a zombie. You can't talk to her anymore, but you do see her on the map, and I think telling her to give it up is the right thing to do. This game likes to play with you a little bit like that. You're not really sure what, you know, the expected RPG answer. You know what the expected RPG answer is. It's no, continue your fight forever, you know? Like, but that doesn't seem to be what the game's always preaching for. It's kind of, an interesting tonal choice, I suppose. I like it. We'll pull a couple. I just want to hit some people. Let's hit this guy. Ooh, that's a lot of stuff to block. Okay, how can we do this? We can stun him, taking 3 of the attacks out, and then if we kill this dude, our barrier will eat the 2 damage that they're gonna do. So I think that's doable. Hopefully. Oh, and also we blocked his attack anyway, so it doesn't matter. We'll be okay. If one of these lands in the right place, and it did. Thank you. And for some reason those landed in the very wrong place. We just hit these two guys. Thank you. I do like this guy quite a bit. He makes sense. You block, you fight, you survive until you have a real good chance to hit someone hard. I get that. I can play that. It's cool, it's fun. And it's effective. I do like this game, but it does seem like sometimes they want you to do hyper-specific bullshit to get your, build in a semi-reasonable place, and that's not always a replicatable strategy. We're getting close to being able to upgrade some runes here. We're doing pretty good on candles, right? We have 7 left. Yeah. That is pretty damn good, actually. That's quite a few. Alright, so I guess Insight, Locked, and what do we get more damage out of? Spirit Striker? Yeah, we'll use Onslaught. Do 3 attacks. Okay, easy enough. We're gonna take this. Blockade's a good card. The chain on that means, like, the more stance cards we use in a row beforehand, the more effect that one will have. So if we use, like, Insight first, or is it called Insight? Whatever. The one that lets us duplicate a card, we'll end up getting 3 block out of that, which is awesome. It's too bad though. Since we finished that witch quest, I guess that means she won't be wandering around handing us huge handfuls of potions all the time anymore. That's too bad. We made good use of that. Four attacks. Don't really have a way around that one. Oof. Yeah, no, we don't have a way around that. Let's eat some meat. We have a... Oh shit, we were gonna give this to the fat knight. It's ours now. We'll eat half. You can give him 1, 5, or 10. We'll eat half of it. They just keep kind of screwing me over here. There you go. That worked out. This guy's attacking more than once quite often, so let's try to take him out of the equation. Hello.
Also backhouse. Okay. What could it be that you...
Wait, wasn't I supposed to go look at her village? She's not saying anything about looking at her village. We'll see what happens. I should have looked at what that weird card was doing. But, you know, here we are. Hey, buddy.
Oh, hello.
Let's take a special passive skill. Alright, we're going to be set for worm candles forever now. We've got 6 as it is, and now they last longer. We're going to be... 6 is already a lot. So I think we'll be pretty good from now on out, I'm hoping. I don't think we've seen this building to our right here, or left, actually. We'll block this guy. I thought I still had a block left. Oh, fuck. Whatever. Insight. Deep breath. Blockade. 5. Okay. We're still gonna take damage. Not if we do this, though. So 5. If we can kill either of these guys, that'll be enough damage. Oh, actually, Spirit Shield will help too. And we did manage to kill one. Nice. I should have used less. We only need 14 more to make it into the thing we actually want. But all the same, we can't do that this time. We gotta deal with these threats. This should kill him. Good, good, good. I don't want to take damage, so let's not. We're gonna have to wait more turns for our damage to go up. This guy, it blocks anything under 15, so we gotta wait till, you know, we're doing more. In the meantime, we can do that. There we go. Okay, so no. There's this one skill called double block that gives you. Okay, these are both pretty good. I think we're gonna go for the more ultimate uses. Double block that gives you a block this turn and next turn, and it's one of the it's so good for this guy.
This ancient, thick-walled rock has abominable strength and moving.
I promise, I can be of use. I train. Then I'll meet you in your village.
Thanks you sincerely and starts walking.
Cool. So we can reroll cards now. That guy was nice and helpful, and it took apparently nothing to get him out of jail. He, with as much work as that took us, maybe the door was just locked from one side. You know, who knows? We'll buy your meat, and then we'll give you $200. This rat guy sucks. He's a hard fight, but he is the next on the docket. So let's go do what every level 1 adventurer does and kill a party of rats. Piss. They're attacking a lot. That's what, 8 attacks? How am I gonna get 8? I'm not gonna get 8 block. That's just not a thing I can really do. Maybe we could do something else. Maybe we could just crush some people. No. Okay, so that's 5 attacks, which 9. Yes. Are we gonna be okay actually? 6? Yeah, I think we'll be okay if we block one of them. And just to be double sure, we'll do this. Okay, close, but we're still okay for now. So that would just crush one of them outright, and then let's do that. I don't know why their armor's so low, but I'm fine with it. Okay, so that card should be done its hero mode thing now. Oh, it isn't. It needs 1 more HP. Still, I thought we covered that by healing beforehand, but I guess not. Well, I guess I should say this can be a hard fight, but we're kind of not really seeing that right now. That went pretty well. Sometimes it can really be tough. You see, there's a lot of enemies there, and they attack a lot. It's not always easy to deal with, but we did just fine. Okay, so although this looks really bad, that's just 2 blocks. We're already safe. Let's draw some extra cards. So yeah, every time you finish the quest card, it puts the new reward card in your hand immediately. So I guess it's kind of lucky it didn't work last time, so we can use it now instead, and just give this guy get a bit of the old business. Good. For a moment I was worried I forgot to block, and he's hitting hard, so that would have been bad. Block. Neither of the... I don't want to stun him just for the sake of stunning him. This guy will hit our shield, or our barrier, so I don't have to worry about him too much. It's a marked difference from how this fight went with the last guy. Boom, 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 boom. Three weird candles for fighting that guy too. Alright, we've already fought the boss. Let's take a special skill this time. These all kind of suck. We should have taken the other thing. Draw 2 more cards on the first turn of combat. That's alright. This happens sometimes. Maybe we should do that. We don't have a lot of 2-cost cards, but it might not be bad to look for one now. This guy wasn't here a minute ago, right? This is the guy we just helped out?
Thank you. There's nothing to talk about, really. Why not? Well, you gave me that. I was a commander of World Works, but when I tried to retire, he forced me to spend one time in my mind disobeying order.
You can see that he doesn't.
The ending of this story? Well,
Okay.
sir, I shall speak no more.
The Master at Arms listens intently to what you have to say by the size of the
Well, what should I say? This boy doesn't need food, or to be experimented on by some true. I'm too to take care of this myself. But a friend, one who is ready, sure he'll figure out.
Okay. What friend did I already meet? Okay, so upgrades, we get card shreds now. So every time we don't take a card in combat, we get one of those instead. So for like, when we get 3 card options, the 2 that we don't get turn into shreds. If we choose to take nothing, then they all turn into shreds.
Yes. Thanks again. To both of you. It's all
You notice a blush on Hilda's face.
Okay.
you'll get it tonight.
She leaves.
She's gonna get it
The blacksmith
tonight.
looks at you with a smile.
What can I help you with?
Yeah, we're 1 off. Maybe we can buy a rune from him and make this... Oh, shit, we can. Perfect. Buy that too. Special card. I didn't know that was an option. Was that always there? I don't think it was. That's cool. So, runestones. Ooh. Combiney Hermione.
The blacksmith
Now, we should have enough to do this. And I have a pretty solid chance of getting some runes as rewards, and I think we'll go for this one next. These are both good too, but quite expensive. Can I... We have all these weird stones. I don't know where to spend them.
The seamstress, and she
Okay. Still has not much to say. I guess that makes sense if he has no memory. Okay, so we can use our weird stones here, but not currently. We don't have enough. Here we don't have anywhere near enough. And this guy doesn't really have much to say to us. Oh wait, I think we can, no, I was wrong. I thought they were 50, they're 100. We have 66 right now, so we're getting kinda close, but it'll still be a while before we can afford any of those upgrades. Alright, looks like the boss is over there, so again we'll avoid that area for now. And loop back when we finish more of this stuff. Damn it, the boss is right there. Oh. That's grim. Okay, so 4 attacks. More than we can deal with. Well, we're not gonna make... We'll see what kind of magic we can pull out. Yay. That's enough. Alright, we want this guy dead, because... Oof, well... We'd prefer him dead, but that's not going to happen in one turn, no matter how hard we try. Alright, we're good. Just barely, but we're good. There you go. Covers all of that. And that's all we can do this turn, is just keep our damage boost up for the time when we can use it. Hopefully this turn. We're going to need to take care of this guy, or his things at least. Okay, good. Now, who can we hurt the most with this? We could just outright kill the rat. That's a good choice. Things are going alright. I'm gonna skip all of these.
Apologies.
The man looks at you again. As you walk down the stairs, you hear weird chants coming from afar. Then suddenly, you see a group of people in black.
Thank you, please. Do not disturb them.
You take the free place. Since you don't know the word, at some point, one of the men starts reciting the words of some ritual.
Okay.
Someone throws various mysterious items into a fire. Then everything goes black. Unnatural.
What do you think you're doing?
Oh, hey, it's our buddy.
The men fall to their knees and start praying vigorously.
We summons you, Lord, to pledge our allegiance and demonstrate our endless servitude.
Death snaps its fingers and the man's
It's always the same with you idiotic beings. Always.
death snaps its fingers again and another man
Death's
falls
pissed,
to the
man.
ground.
You forced me to come here and pay attention.
Death looks around.
And what are you doing here? Did you go completely nuts and I somehow didn't notice?
Death chuckles. Probably. It's probably a chuckle. You notice that the cultists are still nameless.
I can't have that. It's not like humans are the only creatures. I'll tell you what. Normally, I just get it over with. I'm away. Should I get rid of these sufferings? Or should I spare them?
This is a tough one. I don't know. I guess we should spare them?
As you wish. But I know the time it's on you to make sure I'm never summoned here with this and certain ingredients. You'll be able to summon things. Things which are not. They will look good, but they won't be. They won't be able to kill you.
Death disappears. Cultists, you give them the rumor and once again explain in excruciating detail that they're forbidden from ever summoning death again.
We did the good guy stuff. Well, what's Death's Grimoire about? Is that an actual usable item for us? Okay. Maybe. That was fun, though. I liked the way that quest ended. Alright, so I think the best way to do this is... We have a lot of attacks to block here, so we're gonna have to go something clever, like this, then this, and then this. Well, that got us 5. We need a few more than that. Oh. Piss and shit. Take care of him. What? Why didn't he die? Thought that would have killed him. Okay, so we've got 2 blocks. That means we can't really get enough. We need 3 more, and we have 1 energy to do that with. So I guess our best bet is to hit this middle lady as best we can. That's convenient. It's less helpful. This is Lady's health at 73, and our damage is at quite a bit. Alright, we could block, and then Insight Blockade, and probably Crush her brain. Yeah, there you go. So 6 attacks between the 2 of these jerks. I don't love it. We're blocking 2 of them. Oh, but wait. We'll be okay. Our, this shield will cover everything he's doing. And our blocks will cover everything the other guy's doing. There's a lot of noises in my life sometimes, and I apologize. I apologize over here, not to the place where the camera isn't. Sorry. Alright. 2 blocks, let's get them done. Always down to take another deep breath. Whenever you play... Yep, we do this a lot. So less than 2 or more than 4. So as long as we don't play 3 cards in a turn, we get bonus damage the next time. Five attacks. You dicks. We can make 5 attacks work. We can do that. Those guys also sometimes just attack people at random. I don't really know what their deal is. I guess they just have some anger issues or some shit. So with that, Spirit Strike will cover any damage we're going to take this turn. Onslaught is such a fun move, especially when you have the ability to just stack a bunch of block and just crush a guy for 500 damage. It's one of my favorite parts of it's. I'm gonna say actually just my favorite thing about this build. It's fun.
You notice a man hiding behind bushes like a rogue. He's dressed like a more rage and despair back.
Hear me, stranger! I will.
Immediately, your eyes are drawn to a pouch full of shove something in it while sliding backward.
Leave me alone!
Okay. See you later, weirdo. Five. Piss. Oh. I should learn to read. Alright, let's at least minimize the damage we're taking. This means immune to stun. I gotta remember that, because that turn didn't work out very well. Okay, so we're gonna do this, 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 and this. That turn went pretty well, on the other hand. I'm happy with that. Three attacks? Why don't we just stun him? Aha! Double block. Celestial Dagger is also really good. It's kind of a pain that all three of these pretty good cards come up at the same time. But double block is how we have to live our lives. Look at that. One block now, one block later. With Insight added to that, that's 2 block now, 2 block later. That can sometimes cover your entire next turn before you even get there, freeing you up to really give people the business. It's excellent. It's very good.
Yeah. It's been a
Her voice suddenly became
He kept saying that our journey is pointed at some point everyone was sick of him and on emerald edge. So night, he left a spear behind and disappeared.
She starts rummaging for something in her.
Here, that's the spear. I've no use for it.
Okay. Neat. So, dude's brother, that's the bard's brother, I think, is probably kind of out there. Who knows what form he's in? I guess maybe we'll bump into him at some point. So, let's get onto that double block thing that I was talking so, glowingly about a moment ago. We've got 2, so I'll take care of him, and we're boned on both those guys. So, we'll use this. What I was hoping for. Alright, now that's a lot of damage. What can we do about this? We can do that, that'll get rid of some of it. Beyond that, I think our only option is to... what? Like... do this? Insight into blockade? But that's only 3. It'll tell... it's still probably our best bet. Okay, so let's not figure out why that worked, but we're fine. Alright, so let's kill this gentleman. And then we can... alright, how much damage should we do here? Not enough. So we have 3 blocks. This guy does attack random people. We might be okay. He might attack that guy once. Yeah, we'll be fine. We won't use that yet, but I think we might end up using that this turn. No, we won't. Breath, insight, blockade, and then that'll work. Back up to full health. We're gonna skip all of these too. Ooh, that's pretty good. Oh, this is better though, because how many cards do we pull out? 4 after we use it at max? No, maybe this is better. 4 at when we pull it. You know what? I'm not sure exactly how the math on those both work out, but this one only using half the charges means we can use it pretty often. Which will be good, because there's a lot of times that we're just kind of like, excuse me, where we're short block. It happens a lot. So now we'll, pretty often be able to counter that. Very nice. Like right now. Perfect. Okay. See, that's great, because now we... Watch, can we hit some of the tainted cards? Oh, because I used target. Oh, whatever. Okay. we're back to getting three bonus block if we use our thing, which we might have to here. I'm loving that perk. That's so good. So 4, 5. No, we don't have to do that here, but if we needed to, we'd have the option. This looks like a good time to use that deadly damagey boy. And we're already blocking. Still, just because we don't have enough stuff to do anyway, we'll do that and get some free cards next turn. Or we'll do that and kill him now. Oh. Free cards next turn. We don't need the Fountain of Health right now. Our build is turned around. Like, I feel like, at least with that last mastery thing we got, we're pretty set. I don't think we're going to be in too many, like, piss sort of combat situations for a while. I hope. Okay, so double block, insight, blockade. That covers most of us. We'll use this. Yeah, definitely the build's starting to work out. No, we don't need that shit. We're pretty specifically just looking for really just block cards. Good block cards. And any way to... This sounds cool. Let's do that. No. I mean, there's a lot of times where we don't get to 10 hits. I lost my train of thought entirely. Yeah, sorry, just block cards is all we really need. Anything that can keep us alive and out of danger. And then eventually Onslaught is the card we use to crush people. If we find, that's not exactly true though, if we find like one of those giant 3-cost crush a face cards, we'd definitely take it. So we're all blocked up. Let's... Bam. Nice. Yeah, this is really is starting to go pretty well. I think we can just go fight the boss, the treasure man. Hey, buddy, I found your brother's spear.
Give him the spear. You tell him what you heard from the Silver Riders.
Let's go on the hill. There's nothing we can do about it.
You explain that the spear doesn't heal.
I understand. Awareness can work in this.
However, do not think that Kanye might have changed due to the
Let's forget another card. We'll get rid of this just normal attack. We almost never want that. The small attacks card is better, and onslaught is also better. So just, you know, hope we get one of those instead. Boom, boom, boom. Looks like we're just about done here. We gotta go take care of that guy, Host of Evil, and then we'll fight the boss. Did we do the treasure man here? That's the treasure man. So the answer to that is no. This guy's got an awful lot of armor. Don't worry, I can block a lot. Maybe I shouldn't have got rid of all my attack cards. This looks nice, let's take that. And we're gonna go for that too. That sounds nice. That means that we could potentially at times have 5 energy in a turn. It's pretty huge. That would make it really easy to play the 4 cards we need to make to get like the bonus damage on our next move. And it's 400% too, so I anticipate that going pretty well for us. If we can keep it up, you know, it might be hard to get there. Speaking of hard to get there, we gotta block all this shit. Just 3 attacks this time, and we already have 1 from our double block. So let's do that. Okay. 6 attacks on this side of the field is bad news for us. We're not going to be able to deal with that many, I don't think. We can try. his. I guess we're okay though. So even on turns like this, where our only option is to just block, on turns like that, I usually go specifically for deep breath because of, you know, just how it works. Make some cards free next time and give ourselves a little bit of a head start. That's a lot of damage. Use this.
Found forward when you filled your pockets.
New weapon slot for runestones. Yeah, we have quite a collection of runestones, right? We haven't really been worrying about it too much. Like, the extra healing, we don't need that shit. We're at full health all the time. Let's see how if we can do this smarter. Okay, weapon damage by 4. We want that. Enemy armor reduction. Bonus damage per card played. I like that. 2 extra cards for free. That's nice. And, I don't know. 5 extra damage at the end of every turn. That's not bad for things that have, like, stupid low health summons. It's actually great for that. You just auto-kill them at the end of every turn. I get the impression that some of the, what am I trying to say? Some of the random encounters you can get in the game, you can only get while you're wandering around in the weirdness. So sometimes I think it's probably necessary for you to walk around with your candles lit so you can see all the content and shit. That rhymed, but it wasn't supposed to. Alright, so deep breath, insight, blockade. We don't really need that much block, but it's always fun to have, right? That what's it boy card? This guy, Deadly Lust, is once per combat. I mean, you may not have noticed that yet, because combat tends to go pretty quickly, but it is once per combat, so I'm going to try to save it till this number's higher, so we can just absolutely crush when we whip it out. Alright, that's enough block. Oh, it wasn't enough block. Oops. Alright, so that's enough block. Ugh, we're not really getting our beloved onslaught cards. There we go. Okay. Here's where we do this. Yeah. This build is just so stupid good. Like, see what I mean? Eventually you can just get to this point where you don't really have to do much besides defend and wait for your chance. This is great. At the start of every turn to reduce armor by 5. Or do we want every 12th card played duplicated? Let's go for that. That sounds like it could really turn the tide of things sometimes. Or just be funny.
What can I do?
66. I thought we killed a bunch of dudes out there. Oh wait, we spent it. Never mind. Did we have anyone to talk to now? Or are we good around here and we can just charge back out again? I think we're good. That was kind of unnecessary, but we have so many. I don't know what that building is. Candlemaker. He's out here again? You can't get enough of those sugar crisps. Yeah, like, for example, the monster you fight on his behalf. I'm pretty certain you'd be walking around in the weirdness without your candle lit to run into that. That's the only time I've seen it so far. Oops, I should have done that. I didn't want to give that guy a chance to split into worms. I'm not actually sure if that's one of the enemies that splits into worms or not. That always surprises me when it happens, so it's hard for me to say. 4 blocks, good. Yeah, that Deadly Lust card, once you can get it to, this could be good at this point of the game. We could absolutely crush someone's armor. That's pretty fun. No, I actually did forget what I was saying that time. I'm sorry.
Hello again.
Cracked Stan. I don't really want any of these. Thanks for the offer, but I'll be good without, buddy. Six attacks. Don't love it. But this should do the trick. Damn it. I don't have enough to kill that guy this turn. We do have way more than enough to block everything. I just realized I got that Steel Leader card. I should have punched this guy with it. But, I mean, what can you do? We're alright anyway. For now. It's 6 attacks, we're blocking 4 of them? Oh, poop. Are you immune to stun, sir? Nope. Just a firm thwack across the face with a newspaper. Double Pain, that's a good card. Who doesn't want to duplicate things? That one is similar to the Insight card that we always have, but you can use it on anything. It doesn't have to be a stance card. So you could duplicate a damage card with that one.
choking stench and tallow permeate. You weren't the only one who came up with
Who is it? Oh. Yeah, I guess you guys can't really see what I do with my runes here, but the last one I just put a cracked calc in, so it's just this, but you can also see all the rune effects I have active over here. So the cracked calc is this part. In the first turn of combat, draw an additional card with reduced cost to 1. So you can stack the same ones over and over again if you felt like it. And that's kind of what we're doing. It's a good card. Rune, I guess, is actually what it is. Okay. Just 17. Ouch. Hmm. Block takes care of all that. No, I guess we didn't need to duplicate that at all. Oh, cool. This carried over to this turn as well. I didn't realize it would do that. That's nice though. So I can, if I have like just a turn ending, I can hit this card and it'll duplicate the first card I play next turn. That's good to know. One second here. I'll get back into my normal slouch. Our energy is often higher than 3 these days. That's good. That's awesome. We're gonna just start crushing shit even harder. I wonder how much shit there is left to crush, honestly. Ooh, the Pied Piper. Okay, I want to talk to him very badly, because we can get a buttload of different effects from this thing, and the 50% reduced damage on everybody is not a good one. We can definitely do better than that. Okay, I feel like we're in a good position to start messing people up now. Some may say overkill. Sometimes when you duplicate a card, it takes it a second to realize that you're using it again. A 1000% increased damage. Nice. Oh, Mr. Pied Piper. We could always use more blocks, wherever they're coming from. That means we could, I'm not sure how many it wants to give us, too. That's still good, though. That means we could sometimes, if we want, if we wanted a bit of extra damage on one of our skills, we could just drop that first. By one of our skills, I mean particularly Onslaught. That's the only one that would give a shit about that. That messed some shit up. Okay. That's for him. How did I take 56 damage there? Wasn't I blocked to hell? What the hell? Alright, this is a good card. We'll take it. We can really do some damage with that sometimes. Given how our multiplier thingy goes up. I don't know what we took damage from at the very end there, but it's not good. It's not a good thing.
Welcome, wicked woman who hides her hands behind the veil. Huh?
Thanks, lady. I don't remember if we ever kind of made friends with her after she was such a judgy Judy the first time we met. That was cool. Jesus. That Skullcracker did 1,000 damage. I think that's pretty good. I don't need any of that. I like this. Dance of Blades is fun. Do we have something else we can merge here? It looks like it. It doesn't seem to want to let us do it there, but we can. I think. Alright, reduce of armor by any throw. Okay, put that on. Enemies having their armor reduced by 30. Pretty good. That'll let us do more damage to them. Not like we really need help doing extra damage to people, but still, let's take it and use it and find a victory with it. Oh boy. Alright. Oh. Oh. Seven, and we need to block 9. Oh. Well, let's just block 12 instead. Whatever, it's all fine. Now we do this. We give it little smishy smashes at the end of every turn when we have for every unused block we hit people a little bit. This looks like it could be bad. I guess, okay, we just did that. We have 9 blocks. Oh yeah, because we used our thingy. Yes, that gives us 3 more now. I forgot about that. I keep forgetting about that, but that's excellent. Okay, cool. What's this do? extra damage. Not enough to really turn the tide here, but we'll hit this guy anyway. So I think we're going to take some damage here. Oh, luckily we didn't. Came close, but we didn't. That's ludicrous. Just hit someone for 13,000 damage. For 1,300, sorry. At level 20, as we talked about last time, you stop gaining experience. And you get your second mastery. So we're pretty close to doing that, and that's nice. We want that. There should just be one more fight, and I think there's maybe just one more fight before we, you know, take care of the old boss over there. Oh, there's plenty more fights. There's 3. Okay, we only need the one though. There's, with the exception of like if there's someone behind them that we want to talk to progress whatever storyline that is, we don't have to do any fights. We could get extra cards, but our cards are great. We could get more experience, but we can't after this fight. So we're gonna go show the boss who the boss is after this. Need to still block though. This is sadly not a good time for Skullcracker. Wait, is it? Sure it is. It's an excellent time. Okay, cool. Let's get that second mastery and then go fight the boss. Beautiful. We're taking that. Let's do that. I mean, the thinking's a bit complicated there, or maybe I'm just getting tired, but I think that will just let us pump our ultimate even more, and our ultimates kick ass. So if it, below 8 gets us double, we get 1 every turn, we get double for every, like it should be easy to get up to 6, and like claim the 3 bonus block if we need it from that. So I think it's just a good position. Is this, who are Elderly Archer? Alright. Again, we don't have to do this fight, but there's a dude, and I want to talk to the dude. Ooh. Block. Is that even enough? Oh god, it isn't. It is now. piss. This is gonna hurt our bones so much. Oh, it's okay. We've got a lot of potions left. We got... It'll be okay. I just don't like that at all. Okay, so we're blocking those 2 attacks already. I don't feel like messing around with that. Take this. There we go. That just about took care of our health problem.
Man greets you.
When I was younger, only a teenager, I was one of the guard, silent, my father. You know how it is with all these infected people. Since the destined to die in the Red Death. I was supposed to protect the health. I couldn't keep up with my duties. I couldn't sacrifice the few for the many. I did save a group of infected people. I let the plague spread. Now you see the picture of the crime.
Think about his deeds. Realize
Maybe I did. But many people. Maybe.
you explain that someone in your village is interested in his foresight. You know there's more.
Can we gain a level at this point? We can try. Hey, you know what? No, we can't. I kind of suspected as much, but I wanted to see... Like, that would be the only way that we could, is if we, like, complete an event that sort of tricks the game into letting us level up again, but... no such luck. I don't even know what would exist at level 21. Maybe being divisible by 7. It's pretty cool. Not everyone has that. Not everyone can say they're divisible by 7. I don't know if I fought this guy before. What's he all about? Loses 2% HP per turn, has 100% damage in this phase. Every hit reduces the target's damage by 20% this turn, until 75%. Okay, what are you guys about? Gains damage, heals Mistbearer, and removes his status at 1 turn after suffering a hit. Alright. Ooh. Ah. That's lots of damage. Alright, what should we do about this? That's a pretty good plan. The pauses there kill me. It's so funny. I really like that. Alright. It's for you.
This feels like an echo of something that happened before.
Ooh. Okay, so with all of our super kick-ass cards and stuff, we went the easy kill. Like we didn't get the weird stone hearts from each boss. So instead of fighting the real boss, we're gonna go fight this guy. But that's fine. I want to go beat him up. He's got less arms than Dooku, but he still thinks he's the shit. If you want to have multiple arms and have anyone give a shit about it, have more than Dooku. That's at least my take on it. I don't know. I'm not trying to get too, like, edgy here, but... What did I do wrong there? Something. When I said Dooku, I meant Grievous. Oh, please forgive me. This guy does have more arms than Dooku, but he has much less than Grievous.
The Avalonian toggles, and just like before, tries to communicate with you.
I need you to understand.
The vision in your head shows you.
I'm here to thank you for your sacrifice.
You see the flagship with King Arthur at its bow. You see its sails will come.
Your invasion broke my current without slumber. Thanks to you, humans, the evil.
We awoke his kind? What does that mean? So, I don't know what we unlock now. I mean, more cards, yeah. Ubisoft, target's damage will be increased by 100%. Armor, what? Oh. Oh. Okay, I get it. Okay. I wasn't reading that properly. Some cool looking armor. Power blow. Just throw a table at someone. I like it. Ooh, that would be really good for this guy too. And now we have to save more villages from corruption and souls. How do we place on the leaderboard? 0. We didn't make it. Wow. I guess there's like this endless mode now. I'm not sure how to get to that. But it exists. Maybe those leaderboards are for that. I'm not really sure where you access that. Anyway. I'm gonna say it's dinner time for this little boy. So, thanks very much for watching. It's been quite a lot of fun. If you've enjoyed yourself, consider hitting that whatever button you see below you that's applicable. And in the meantime, I'll catch you next time. Hope you have a good night or morning.